Oliver, Lex covers plenty of absolutely bananas mergers every day. So imagine our delight when we heard that Chiquita and Fyffes are planning to merge. Now my big question here is, who's top banana?
Well, this is, as they like to say in mergers, a merger of equals, so nobody, if they're to be believed. And they both bring different things to the table. Certainly in terms of the structure of the deal, both Chiquita and Fyffes shareholders are getting about half. It's a tiny little bit in favour of Chiquita, but barely anything at all. But Chiquita's much bigger in terms of earnings. Chiquita makes EBITDA of about $120 million a year. Fyffes makes only about half of that. So there's a big difference there. On the other hand, Chiquita has a lot more debt than Fyffes, which has no debt at all. So Chiquita brings a lot more earnings, but a much bigger interest bill to the table. Fyffes is far more conservatively managed.
Okay, I know another Lex bugbear on mergers is cost synergies. I mean, how many are there in essentially picking bananas and taking them over on a big boat?
You'd think not much, but they're promising $40 million a year, which as a proportion of earnings is quite a big chunk. The thing with the banana business is that it's very low margin. So if you can make that kind of savings, it's potentially quite a big increase to profits. Now, where do these savings come? You're right, it's shipping bananas over on big boats. The trick, I think, is to add more products to each boat, particularly expanding the product range. There's not just bananas, there's also pineapples and melons, and also getting into each other's distribution chains. Chiquita's very big in the States, Fyffes is very big in Europe, so there's some synergies there as well.
Now, I've heard that combined they'll cover about 14% of the world banana market. So how does that market function? You know, what are its pressures?
Well, it's a difficult place to be at the moment because there's pressures on both sides. For a start, the price of bananas is going up a little bit. There's disease is a problem in the banana industry, so prices are slowly ticking up. At the same time, for the distributors like Fyffes and Chiquita, there's a real pressure on prices from their big customers, so the big supermarket chains who are always having price wars, trying to push down the prices onto their suppliers. So if you're sitting in the middle, you're squeezed on both sides, and margin's very, very thin in this industry, which perhaps makes it good sense to combine two of the leading companies.
Okay, well, there's our one a day of our five a day. Thank you, Oliver.